The Cinnamon Bear. The Cinnamon Bear was written by Glanville Heisch, ably aided by his wife Elizabeth. Twins Judy and Jimmy Barton crawled into their attic one December day and found a passageway to a place called Maybeland. They looked in all the dusty corners for any sign of the silver star that always sat atop their Christmas tree. Their search crossed the path of little Patty O'Cinnamon, the Cinnamon Bear, who had shoe-button eyes and a ferocious growl. He showed them a small hole through which the crazy quilt dragon had absconded with their star and invited Judy and Jimmy to pursue the rascal. Patty would function as a guide, and they'd chase the dragon throughout Maybeland. Patty magically degrew the twins so they'd fit through the attic tunnel, fired up a miniature airplane powered by soda pop, and flew the Barton kids into a startling and wondrous adventure. So begins The Cinnamon Bear, a delightful one-of-a-kind children's series produced in 1937 by Transco, the Transcription Company of America. Intended to be heard between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the series features 26 15-minute cliffhanger installments. The program immediately hooks children because suspenseful fun is always present as each episode concludes with yet another obstacle for Patty and the twins to overcome. The dragon eventually joins up with the trio, but remains unpredictable and mischievous. Named Crazy Quilt, he succumbs time and time again to his obsession with the shiny silver star. To put it simply, The Cinnamon Bear is great radio entertainment. Excellent sound effects, charming background music, clever songs, well-drawn characters, sparkling dialogue, they're all here in a blend of the very best talents and techniques from the golden age of radio. Here fantasy and imagination reign as Patty O'Cinnamon and his company cross a landscape featuring a singing tree, a looking-glass valley, an icicle forest, a root-beer ocean, an immense inkwell, a river of mud, a golden grove, and a multitude of other bizarre places and strange talking creatures. Familiar vocal artists, some of whom would later become radio legends, provide the voices: Elliott Lewis, Hanley Stafford, Verna Felton, Frank Nelson, Martha Wentworth, Howard McNair, Joseph Kearns, Ed Max, Gail Gordon, Elvia Allman, and many others. For some of these performers, it was their first enduring assignment on their way to radio celebrity in the years to come. The Cinnamon Bear was designed for syndication to local radio markets across the United States as a Christmas promotion. Sponsors would insert commercials for toys and other children's products while the installments played out between the holidays. Recognizing a good thing when they saw it, and aided by a wide variety of low-cost promotional materials provided by Transco, many big department stores introduced Patty O'Cinnamon to their customers in 1937 and continued to sponsor rebroadcasts of the series annually for years to come. The Lippman and Wolf Company of Portland, Oregon, for example, continued sponsoring the Cinnamon Bear annually throughout the 1950s. Kids visiting the store at Christmas time perched on the lap of an overstuffed Patty O'Cinnamon and told him what they wanted for Christmas, as a jealous Santa Claus sat nearby. By the way, that original bear suit still exists. Even today, radio stations in Portland and other parts of the country continue to air the series during each holiday season, although now as more of a novelty than as an advertising gimmick. More than 65 years after the programs were produced, the series continues to win new fans with its enduring quality, charm, and timeless storybook characters. Some of these fans have, in fact, made it a point to research and publicize the series to others. Don Jensen and later Carolyn Kalababa published a newsletter entitled Bear Facts from 1987 to 1991. Finding that their research had increased interest in the Cinnamon Bear, they founded the Cinnamon Bear Brigade, which in 1991 boasted 400 members worldwide. Information for this audio clip comes from the audio series descriptions moderator Roger Hohenbrink. This audio clip is provided by the Old Time Radio Researchers Group, a group of volunteers dedicated to preserving radio's past. If you would like more information on how you can assist in this effort, go to www.otterprojectonline.info. I'm your announcer, Doug Hopkinson. The Cinnamon Bear. The Cinnamon Bear is the classic story of Judy and Jimmy Barton, who search for the family's silver star which goes on top of their Christmas tree. They discover the star has disappeared from the attic. Then they meet the Cinnamon Bear and fly to Maybeland in his soda pop airplane in pursuit of the Crazy Quilt Dragon, whom they believe took the ornament. They meet a host of characters, including Crazy Quilt Dragon, the Wintergreen Witch, Fifo the Giant, and even Santa Claus. Each amazing adventure is a cliffhanger. Several times they recover the star, only to lose it again. Eventually the star is found for good, and they return home just in time for Christmas. This classic story was written by Glanville Heisch. inspired by the stuffed bear of his boyhood, for his daughter Catherine. Radio historians differ on the year of the first broadcast. Some say 1937, others say 1943. It would seem that it was heard several years before it was transcribed for broadcast. Airplay would start just after Thanksgiving and run until Christmas Eve. Production credits for The Cinnamon Bear are as follows: writer Glanville Heisch, director Lindsay McCary, music composer Don Honrath, orchestra Felix Mills, singers Paul Taylor Quartet, and it was recorded at Radio Recorders. The cast of characters for The Cinnamon Bear are as follows: Buddy Duncan played Patty O'Cinnamon, the Cinnamon Bear. Verna Felton played Mother. Barbara Jean Wong portrayed Judy. Joseph Kearns was the Crazy Quilt Dragon. Hanley Stafford played Snapper Snick Crocodile. Howard McNair portrayed Samuel the Seal and Slim the Cowboy. Elvia Allman was Penelope the Pelican. Elliot Lewis portrayed Mr. Presto the Magician. Lou Merrill was Santa Claus. Frank Nelson was Captain Tintop. Cy Kendall played Captain Taffy the Pirate, and he also played the Indian Chief. Gail Gordon portrayed Weary Willie the Stork and Oliver Ostrich. Ted Osborne was King Blotto. He was also Professor Whiz the Owl. Joe Duvall played Fifo the Gentle Giant. Martha Wentworth was the Wintergreen Witch. Dorothy Scott played Fraidy Cat. Ed Max was the Assistant Blotto Executioner, and Bill Thompson was the Snowman. It is unknown who portrayed Jimmy, and it is unclear who played Mudley, although it is believed that it was either Elliot Lewis or Ed Max. The narrator was Bud Heistand. Information for this audio clip came from the audio series descriptions moderator, Roger Hohenbrink. This audio clip is provided by the Old Time Radio Researchers Group, a group of volunteers dedicated to preserving radio's past. If you would like more information on how you can assist in this effort, go to www.otterprojectonline.info. I'm your announcer, Doug Hopkinson.